It is the Ladies of the Normies, and we're back for another podcast.
Yes, and it's Friday.
It is Friday, as like we like to say here, or at least
Friday.
Friday, because it's the weekend. And we actually have a three-day weekend this weekend.
Yes. Well,
We
technically
do.
2 because we are still working tomorrow. But
Yeah.
3-day weekend.
We just can't help it, can we?
No.
Gotta work all the time.
Well, everybody, welcome back to the Super Secrets Girls Club podcast. We are your ladies,
Navi.
Marketa.
and I'm Rana. It's really
Hi.
nice to see you guys.
Yes. Super happy.
So I'm assuming there's some of you guys who are watching us on YouTube and some of you who are watching us on Twitch.
Yes.
We are going to be paying attention to the chat on Twitch. So if you are on YouTube, please go, and if you want to talk to us, go move to the Twitch chat and talk to us, say hello. We're watching the chat, so we'll say hi back.
Yeah, I wish there was a way, because like on TikTok, surprisingly, you can highlight a comment so everybody knows what you're doing on your like stream. I don't think
Wow.
you can do that on Twitch or YouTube.
What do you mean by highlighting?
So like you just put in a comment when you go live, or I think that's on Instagram Live actually. You just
Oh,
put,
like
You
a
can
pin
pin-
it?
you
yeah,
can
you
pin the
pin the
comment.
comment.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people can just see what you're doing. But let's help each other out and remind people so they know what's going on here. But welcome, dear Derpy Flurpy and Amanda. I eat pink tacos and Russellini. Russellini. It's nice to see you guys here. Love it. Ladies, how have you been? It's been a while since we've been on a podcast together.
Yeah. I've been good. I mean, it's been a while since
Yeah.
I've been on a podcast.
Well, it's going to be more frequent now, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes,
Navi.
it is going to be more frequent.
Why?
It's so weird. I feel like I've been here for a week and this is the first time announcing it, but I am full-time normie now.
New job!
New job. Yes, new job as a normie. I am super happy and proud of us just to know that where we have come with this company. I honestly never thought that I would be full-time YouTuber. Not because I didn't multiple reasons. Also, I never thought that this was a career that I could go into.
Yeah.
And second, when we started the channel, not that I didn't have hope in it, I just didn't understand where it could go.
Same.
And to the point now that we are here, we have our own studio, we have so many people, full-timers, all because of you that
guys.
I was able to make a choice.
Yes.
And I was able to come full-time on board and hoping that I can spend 80 hours instead of doing this instead of
Oh my
doing
God.
what else I was doing.
Hopefully it's not 80 hours.
Hopefully it's
Good
not 80
God.
hours, but at least I will be working on my own company, right? So
Yeah.
it's different.
No,
But
it
yeah.
makes sense. When we started the channel, we were all in our mid-20s. Now we're in our
God.
early 30s, okay? You know,
I'm more like mid now.
no. I mean, what? No, you're 33 now?
Yeah.
35 is mid, woman. Enjoy your
Mid.
early
I
30s.
feel like 4 to 8 is like mid, and I'm like on the cusp.
Man, she's trying to depress
know.
us. We're 32.
But either way,
I'm fine with my age.
but either way, that should tell you guys how long we've been working on this.
Yeah.
This channel has been open for around 7 years.
7 years.
7 years.
Going
We have-
into 8.
Yep, we
Yeah.
worked hard for 7 years, and we're finally seeing some fruits of it, and
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. Yeah.
And thanks to you guys and thanks to your subscriptions, we have reached 60,000
600,000. 600.
600,000
Yay!
subscribers on YouTube. Okay, now you gotta catch up on Twitch. So go and press the subscribe button, or at least
Yeah.
follow us.
Yes.
Anything else?
Yes. And any suggestions, we'll love to hear from what you guys would like to see from us. But yeah, we have a lot of ideas brewing.
Yeah. How's your week been, Marketa?
My week's been fine.
Yeah.
I was blessed by the muse and finally had an idea for another video essay. So I've been kind of derailed with the video essay, and I didn't really do much else, and now I'm stressing
Oh.
because I have one day to not only record my video essay, have this podcast, but to also prepare for tomorrow's meeting.
I know.
And I don't know what I'm going to do.
Do you want I think number one, I totally think you got this. If there's anybody who can juggle things on pressure, it's you. But it's not a thing you should always do, but you can do it. And then, do you want to keep the essay a secret? Do you want to tell them what it is, or let's keep it a secret?
Well, you guys can look forward to an essay about Stranger Things.
Woo! Woo! She's even wearing a waffle shirt.
Yay!
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I
I'm
love
filming
it.
it today, so I actually put some makeup on for the first time this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Actually,
I love it.
I don't notice when you wear makeup and don't wear makeup on.
I,
You
I'm
look
very,
so good.
I'm very, I only do like very minimal makeup most of the time, so
Yeah,
I can't really
same.
tell.
No, I've learned to do less makeup over the years, but I like makeup. It's a form of art.
Yeah.
It is for sure.
For
Self-expression.
Yeah,
It is,
and it helps you like kind of wake up. I was like, when I put it on, I was like, okay, I'm awake. I can do things.
Yeah.
Like, I can put this face on and be okay. Yeah. Runs, how your week been?
It's been really chill, honestly.
Yeah?
Not much. Just honestly, been at the studio a lot. I tried to finish my Final Fantasy stream this week. That was a bust, dude. I was on chapter
spend on
16, and I was like, okay, I only have 3 more chapters. Each chapter is like 2-3 hours. I will do a 6-hour stream if I have to today. I got this. It took so much. Chapter 16 alone took like 4 hours. I'm like, what happened?
Oof.
I was like, but I didn't even die once. That's the thing. I didn't die. I kept going through the game. I still couldn't even finish.
So
that
what took so long? Couldn't figure out the answers, or just the path was just so long?
Well, there's one annoying like little you get on like a roof thing and going, but no, most of all there were just a bunch of like cutscenes where you got to learn the lore of the freaking game, and this was most heavy lore chapter of all. So like I learned a lot of cool things. I loved it, but it was long. I really wanted to finish the game last week.
Interesting.
Yeah. But other
Oh,
than
wow.
that, I hit up the pool 2 times at Marketa's apartment, trying to get my
nice.
tan on, you know. And I'm just preparing for Electric Forest next week. That's it.
Yeah, that is coming up next week. It came up so fast.
I know next Wednesday is I think I'm gonna cry.
How long has it been? It's since it's coming
Since
back from 2
COVID.
years.
Yeah, since COVID hit.
I mean, COVID's still going on.
I mean,
what does that
it's
mean
just a
anymore?
long time. So like my last force was 2019.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
then now it's 2022. So we haven't been back in like 2-ish years.
Was
or-
there one since 2020?
No,
Okay,
2019.
so you didn't miss any.
No, I haven't missed
You just
anything.
haven't been because they haven't been happening.
Yes.
Okay.
Literally,
Exactly.
I've been going to Electric Forest since 2015. This is my 6th one now. I'm kind of nervous of going to this one, but it's gonna be good. Mickey's coming, so I got Mikey too. You guys know Mikey, so they'll be there. So I got some, people, forces there to
Some
help me out.
reinforces.
Yeah. Oh my god. But we'll be fine. Right now, you guys can't see, but
What
Pat
are
is
you
looking through
doing,
the glass
Pat?
door to try to find his dog, who is part of the girls' club right now. She is one of the ladies.
She is part of the
absolutely
lady. She's a
is.
part of the Super Secret Girls Club.
We love her for that so much. You want to take her out, Pat? I don't think she's good.
You want to go out potty?
Go pee. As you guys see, we're not trying to get a dog to go pee.
We are very dog friendly place.
How do you feel about to bring your dog here now?
Interested. I mean, I will love to bring her. I want to bring her on a days when I'm not filming anything because she's great, but it's a new place, so she needs to like find a spot. I got her a bed. I got her a bed for outside. I got her a long leash
my
and
God.
everything.
So
I was gonna-
spoiled.
I know. I was gonna bring her today, and then realized that we were doing a podcast, and I was gonna keep her in this room. And I have a doctor's appointment, so it's like, okay, I will bring her on quarterly meeting and on Tuesday, and go from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I created a dogs channel with all the dog people. It's like, okay, who's bringing their dogs? Just wanna.
I feel so left out. I need to get a dog again and like be part of this cool dog group.
It just there's no cool dog group. I will keep her home if I think she's fine staying at home. It's just one of those things like because of I got her during pandemic and she was with me 24/7. I feel like I'm way more attached to her, same as she's attached to me. So I'm like, oh my god, she's at home by herself.
No,
Even though I walked her, she's just probably
She's asleep.
She's asleep.
Yeah. So
little
like
puppy.
right now, Serge got a new dog too. So you see how attached she is to her dog. It's a thing when you're a new dog parent.
It's fast. It happened. Yeah. It's just I'm curious to see how there are so many dogs that people got during pandemic and they were with them like 24/7 and just shifting back to the work life. I mean, my work life has just completely changed because even if before I would have traveled somewhere and then my parents would have taken care of her. But now that I'm actually going in office 9 to 5 kind of thing, I just have, and I really appreciate that we all dog friendly, that I can bring her here. I think it just will depends on day when I'm filming or when I'm not. And she doesn't realize how strong she is. So
Oh my god, her dog is so strong, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be sitting, she'll come like hug me and knock me over.
I know. I tell everybody like she's Ari from My Hero Academia, that she doesn't know her quirk. Like she's fine, but once her quirk gets once she gets excited, she exponentially gets excited if I don't like calm her down.
Yeah.
Like it just goes, and then she doesn't know what she's doing. She just everything and anything. It's like, okay, it's like, all right, let's just calm her down before it gets crazy.
And they want to know, like, our dogs get along. Do the dogs here get along? I don't know.
Yeah, they do.
They do, for the most
They
part.
do.
All of them do.
All of
Yeah.
them get along. Some of them are, like, territorial, maybe about certain things, but me.
Really?
Me. But, like, they're good.
Yeah.
Real quick before we go into the next subject, don't forget we are live on Twitch and answering and looking at the chat on Twitch. So if you want to say something or chat with us, please come on to our Twitch. We'll see you there.
The Normies TV.
The Normies
Normies
TV.
TV.
Now that we
Yes.
like touch upon like dog life and like work life, you know, here at the studio, we are, there's men outnumber us here. It's a fact. You know what I mean? The men do outnumber us.
Indeed.
And it was just really funny yesterday.
We do have more female
We
dogs
do.
than male dogs.
We do.
Okay.
But human beings.
Equality.
Us bitches.
Exactly, with dogs,
Oh
but
my
not with
God.
human beings.
But it was so funny. Yesterday, Marketa goes to use the bathroom in our reaction room.
my God.
And then she was like, "Close the seats!" Like, what? What
Yeah,
happened?
put it down.
Put it down. It's
I don't
so
want to
funny.
touch it. Hey, come on. If you are a person that goes to use the bathroom, you want to leave it as you leave the bathroom. You want to leave it ready to use by the next person. You don't just leave a dookie in there. You're not gonna lift the seat up. Come on.
But then they said, "Why don't we put the seat back up? Like we have it down. Why are they
Because
putting it
that's
down for
the
us?"
default setting of a toilet
It
seat.
should go to default setting, whatever that is.
I was like, wait, does he have a point? Why are we putting it back for them? But I'm like, but everybody takes a shit basically. You know what I mean? So like, you could just see is default, the universal thing that we all do.
You can
Oh my
also pee
God.
sitting down as a man.
Dude,
Just.
Oh
saying.
man, okay, I'm not a man. I'm not
I
a man.
don't understand that concept,
But
but,
they
I'm
do.
pretty sure they can.
No, I actually like dated somebody one time who was raised to pee sitting down because it was cleaner apparently for the man or something, or the
because
way
you're not touching it.
or cleaner the way it comes. I don't know. Basically, I'm not a man, but like I know men who usually just sit and they like push it and they just like pee. Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh, you're still touching it then?
You're still touching it. I don't know. I'm not a man, but I just want to say real quick. Thank you to good boy Kato. He's always on my streams. He's always
I love
gifting
it.
people. I always want to say pet your head because you're a good boy. Thank you so much for sending us all this. Awesome.
Cute.
Oh my
Cute.
God.
You know,
But no.
I encourage all the men to educate us in the Super Secret Girls Club about the male strategies for peeing.
Yes.
And
Very
why
curious.
is it so difficult to leave the seat
I don't
down?
get it. I really don't. Gust and Glory. I will not pee sitting down.
Puppy, you don't want your junk in the water though. I mean, the water is not that high. I don't
know. Like your
I don't
dick is.
understand.
They walking around with the trunk.
Unless your dick is like this long.
The hose is in the water when you're sitting there.
Again, I'm not a dude, but I don't know if there's a splashback, but I don't know.
You know how scary it is when it's up, like the seat is up, and you don't realize that you went to sit down, and you like end the
Oh
thing.
my god!
It's
I've
so,
fallen in.
Yeah,
I've
and it's
fallen in.
cold.
Yes.
And it's just, dude, it's painful, and it's just,
I've
it's
fallen in
awful.
before. It's horrible, dude. At nighttime, middle of the night, like when you wake up and you're groggy, I've literally done that. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh God, it is not fun.
But you know what's it's funny though, like if you go somebody who's like just a male who's just staying like living by themselves, I guess their default setting is just to have it up.
Yeah.
You just have to learn to do it that way, and it kind of
When it's up, I just use my foot and like push it down. I'm not touching that shit. Like,
But then you put your butt on it.
no, I'll squat.
Oh, fair enough.
Like I don't want to touch
I heard
it.
squatting's not good.
Why? I have to do it in
because you
public.
don't empty your bladder all the way.
Yeah.
Because you're contracting your muscles. And so-
Motherfucker,
Yeah.
man.
Like if you do it, then you have to go again
What am I
sooner.
supposed to do in public restaurants or porta potties that like?
Put toilet paper down.
Oh,
but the
hell
seat cover.
no. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's a
Have to have a
so
seat
nasty.
cover. Dude, yeah, like if you squat, like then you have to go more often, otherwise we get
Dude.
UTI.
Every time at the porta potty, you know how there's like that like holder, like it's like to open the door.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm just like on it. I'm just like,
I will just sometimes like get on it and like squat,
Oh
like,
my
and then like you're actually properly squatting, but you're not touching it.
I
hate
just
porta potties.
can't. Like I'm at a porta potty and stuff.
Have you guys ever used that funnel? Like the funnel that came, like you can pee.
No,
glasses and
I
stand
am
up.
not gonna subject to
No.
holding.
I don't think
Has-
it. I don't
That's
think.
dirty.
I don't think the physics like
Works.
work because like funnel fills up up first and then it starts trickling down. But if you're peeing, like you're gonna fill up the fucking top.
I'm hoping that it just it's not filtering.
Unless you're peeing so slow through that funnel, like
It shouldn't be that close. Has any of you guys have used a funnel? The girls, you probably know what I'm talking about. When it like lets you pee standing up. I'm curious to
that
see
just
if it
seems
works.
like you're just asking to make a mess. Like,
But-
honestly, just you fall on your pee.
I guess so. I don't know. I'm curious.
Oh, God.
Like,
Wow,
but, yeah.
we are
The conversation went sideways.
Yeah.
Clearly, we don't like talk often about these things.
No.
It's
Unfortunately,
important.
we are not in Japan where they have cool like bathroom technology and everything. Where they sing you a song when you take a shit or something. I'm just making that up.
What?
Oh, yeah. Why is that cool technology? Can I not play it on my phone? I'm going to bathroom.
So we have Watchdog in the chat who says that because of Jackass, he will never use a porta potty.
What happened?
Oh my God, what happened? And I can
You can probably imagine
I
what
can probably
happened.
imagine it.
I remember. Didn't they pick them up with like a forklift or something?
Yeah,
Probably something
or
crazy happened.
Or
Oh,
push the porta potty over. I don't know,
It's just
anything.
gross.
Watchdog let us know. I think it was like they lifted the porta potty up, right? I remember that. Oh my God.
Also a submission from Scar's nephew. Funnels. Is this where my taxes go?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my God. That's so, yeah.
So what else is happening this week?
So it's actually not just this week, this month. It's Pride Month.
Yes. Happy Pride, everybody.
Happy Pride, everybody.
Ooh, Pride.
We all went to Pride Parade. That was really fun. I know you guys did a little bit more than I did, but the Pride Parade was phenomenal. So many unique and amazing floats. I'm just wowed by the talent, personally.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I was surprised to hear that it was smaller,
It was way smaller.
which is it was really still busy. Like my cousin came and it took him an hour to find parking.
Yeah.
That poor guy was just in parking and I felt so bad for him. I was like, I'm so sorry, that parking sucks. I really thought it wouldn't be that bad, but yeah, it was still so busy.
Yeah, but usually it like the parade only this time it took about an hour and a half. Usually it takes over 2 hours.
Oh my God, I'm
to
so
go
happy
through
with an hour and a
everything.
half.
And I feel like they were kind of going slow
Yeah,
with
they
all the
were.
floats. Usually they just kind of like go by faster. The spaces in between the different groups aren't as big. So I really felt like this was kind of like dragging.
They were doing it on purpose.
Yeah, like they were doing it on purpose to make
Interesting.
it look like it's busy, but it wasn't really busy.
Yeah.
My favorite moment from the parade was we were in front of this apartment building, and on the third floor's balcony, there was one guy. He walked out in his boxers with like fucking six-pack Eren Yeager style.
Oh my God.
Comes in naked, just has boxers on, right? And he like walks out on his balcony, and he's like. He just kind of like stretches, like
Flexing for everybody in the show.
and then goes back in. And I was like, I literally just looked when he walked out, and I was like, "What is happening?" And then he walked inside, and I was like, "What?"
Can we go find him? Like count the apartments.
My hero.
That's hilarious. I missed it. So it was at your apartment complex?
No,
Like
where
some-
we were standing.
Oh, where we were
across.
standing across on
Yeah.
top. Oh my God. Like
It
Yeah.
was so funny.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But I don't know how many of you guys actually go to the Pride Parade in each of your cities, or even if you have one. We're in Indianapolis, so we do have one. We just haven't had a couple last year because of the pandemic, like everything else. But we just kind of want to forget those 2 years didn't happen and just kind of move on.
Yeah.
Is there Pride like? I'm very clueless right now. Like in overseas, like Europe or something. There's definitely not, unfortunately, any
Yes.
Arab country that I know. But
So yes, there is a Pride Parade in Prague, which is the capital city of Czechia, where I'm from. It's very small, and people hate it. There's a lot of stigma around like sexuality, sexual orientation in general. It's just, I don't know why, but I definitely also carried some of that baggage with me when I
Really?
moved here. Like at first, like I was like, fucking weird. Like, why are they doing that?
Yeah.
Like it
Yeah.
like I had to experience it in order to understand the importance, and like also meet more, members of the community to really like, oh, this is how that affects you.
Yeah.
I was like, I understand now. You know what I mean? Like, I think statistically, there is equal numbers of people with different sexual orientation in all countries and nations or religious groups, but not everybody feels the same amount of freedom to express it. So in Czech, the freedom to express yourself isn't as, great as it is here. So
yeah, no, it's a great thing. I forgot, and I can look this up, guys. Please don't I just know Pride and everything. There's so many riots in New York City. It was something with the S. I can look it up in a second. But
riot?
This is why we have Pride. There's all these people.
Oh
fought,
yeah.
They
Oh my
fought
God, what's it called?
I got you one sec. They fought, and that's why we have Pride Parade and everything. They fought, and so many people died and
The
were
bar.
abused.
So what happened? I forgot the name of the bar, but basically it was like a gay bar. It was underground because, it was not legal to be gay at the time. And so the police did a sting in the bar, and they beat people up, put a lot of people in jail, and it led to riots.
Yes.
I forgot the name of the fucking bar.
I
It's
got
literally
you.
named after it.
It's with the S Stinwell or something. Why I don't know why I can't find it right now.
Type something else.
Somebody in the chat save us from this
please, I'm sorry.
embarrassment.
This is
here,
Stonewall Inn. There you
Stonewall
go.
Inn
Thank you.
riots.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awful.
Yeah, so basically it was they just basically there's rallies, there was community days, dance parties and festivals after the riots were over, just to basically say, hey, now we can be who we want to be and celebrate who we want to be without hiding it, kind of thing. It took it took a lot, and it was really sad.
And I mean, still, that happened. What?
This was in the 50s and
not the
60s or something. It says
It's not that
they have
long
the
time
basic
ago.
information here. I don't know why. This is
So
horrible.
this was probably 60 plus years ago, at least, and we are still nowhere near, acceptance of whatever people want to do, they can just do. Let them do it.
Yeah.
We're still not there. I accidentally posted one of my stories on Instagram instead of as a story. I posted it as a reel, and reels now, Instagram's pushing reels more, so reels get a lot more views than stories. I didn't do this knowingly. I was just enjoying the parade, and I was just clicking. So an hour later, when the parade was over, I go to my Instagram and I was like there's just so much hate in my notification. I was like, what happened? And then I realized that my this one video of this guy dancing in the parade was as a reel. It had several comments that were just so full of venom, and I just don't understand why people even spend time. If you have nothing nice to say, just
don't say it.
move on.
No, it's just so crazy. I mean, people waste so much energy on something that if you just stay away from it. It's you're making your own self angry. I hate that thing. I hate wasting energy on something that you're just doing to yourself, essentially. It really does bother me.
Oh yeah.
But I'm glad that people, they got to fight for this. And unfortunately, a lot of people were hurt and lost because of it. But
I mean, it still happens.
Yeah.
I think the one thing that Katie, you brought up that was really important is you, even when you came here, it was it's just built into you unconsciously that you don't know what that life is until you meet people. And I think that happens a lot. A lot of people just haven't met anybody. They live somewhere where people haven't come out because they don't feel safe to come out, so they don't know anyone who partake in this community. So it's hard for them to understand what this is. And I think what I would really want to say is don't hate something until you experience it.
dude,
it goes with everything.
Yeah.
Everything in the world. Don't just say oh, I hate eating this. But you've never tried it. Yeah. How do you know?
I grew up Arab, obviously, in an Arab Muslim household. So this thing was never talked about, never never even
It's not
touched
a thing.
upon,
It doesn't
recognized.
exist.
We didn't even recognize it.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
it doesn't exist. It's not
but
a thing.
my first time meeting somebody, who was gay and all, was in Jordan, actually, when I was 18 or 19. His name was Ali, and he actually passed away a couple years ago, rest his soul. But he and I just met him through friends and everything, and he was at least 5 or so years older than me. And he came out to me some other people knew, but he felt comfortable enough to tell me in Jordan, dude, where there's like less than 1% probably people were gay or even like talk about it kind of thing. And like we bonded and everything, and he gave me my first alcohol drink ever. It was a mojito, and I loved it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but like he just made me feel so comfortable with it. Like, and then coming to America, like you said, I was just like, this is okay. Like I'm so glad I got to meet him in Jordan.
So how did you feel about it when he told you? When he came
I was
out to you?
like, it took me a minute to honestly accept, because again, we never talked in my house. I was like,
Did you have questions for him?
I had
Be
1,000 questions for
Gotcha.
him.
Yeah.
And that's what I loved about him. Like he actually talked to me, and like it wasn't just like my parents or somebody who just ignored it. We actually talked.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and I actually have photos of me and him together. It's so sad.
Cute.
Yeah, but no, man, life. Every country is different and still not solved, I would say.
Yeah.
Do you have any, LGBTQ icons? You guys have?
There's a lot. I feel like now there are more people coming up in the news, or that you find out they're part of the community, and you're just like, happy for them. It's like, okay, yeah, finally they're coming out. Like they feel confident or safe enough to be able to say it, not have any kind of pushback. Multiple, and I kind of I'm just gonna go off of what you sent with the notes and stuff. Like, this couple, I love Ellen DeGeneres, and I think her story, and there's so much going on right now with her that I don't know much about it to really say who she is as a person and what's going on. But when she came out, it was a big deal for her, and just finding out that story, like at that point when she came out, it gave hope to so many people to feel like that is a possibility to happen. Like, because she had a lot of pushback. Like it affected her career, like good way and bad way. And I think the other one that really, really enjoys RuPaul. Yeah. And I know that came from your notes as well. Like I love watching RuPaul's Drag Race. Before watching that, like I knew about RuPaul just because drag is a very different thing that I kind of have a hard time to understand. It's not that I don't understand it. It's like I want to learn more. Like it's very intriguing to me. I'm so very much fascinated by it. And just the idea of like somebody being a female, right? Like as a female, like growing up in India, like you don't look females as a good thing, because like you killing baby girls before they've been born. So like just seeing somebody when I came here, like, oh, somebody wants to dress up as a female, like want to act like a female, while I'm trying to be as much of a tomboy as possible, right? Like I'm trying to go the opposite way, and there's other people who want to be as feminine as possible. And that kind of helped me.
That's actually really interesting.
Yeah, like that kind of like when I found out about the Drag Race when I came here, and it's like, oh wait, feminism is like being feminine is something to be proud of, to be something to, and I think that's kind of helped me. It's like, all right, I can wear dresses and I can be more girl. So and then I started watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and I loved it. I mean, it's amazing. It's a great show.
No, it says like if you don't know RuPaul, like everybody knows that name one way or another.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I think that's just RuPaul is just one person. I think because he was big in she's big in the news. That's why like I knew, and I moved toward drag. Like drag is not something that you just experience in general. You don't. You kind of have to go seek it out, or like seek it out online or whatever. But yeah, it's a very interesting culture. I am very much intrigued.
Matching your culture and in the culture here like that. That was really like
I
would never have thought that personally.
Yeah, as unconsciously, like now that I think more of it, like when I was growing up, I was trying to be as much of a guy as possible.
Oh, same.
Yeah, like same. I'm a guy. Like no, you can't make me do anything. Like I walked away from housework. Like now I love doing housework. I love washing dishes, but I will hate it doing it as a kid. It's like not because like I hate doing dishes, like just what it represented. Like why are you asking me to do it? Why not my brother?
We have an interesting question in the chat from Scar's nephew. Do you think some feminists kind of shame traditional femininity?
And before we answer that, YouTubers, please come on to Twitch so you can ask us questions. We are reading the Twitch chat.
Yes. I don't know. I not sure.
That's actually really interesting.
It's a very interesting question. I can see why that question exists.
I mean, times are changing. Like the way
don't talk about the question. Answer the question.
I don't know, and I don't know. I'm forced to it, and I think it just sometimes you kind of have to when people. oh my God, I'm like trying to really hard.
I know, it's
and
hard.
I think where it comes down to, like, a lot of times I've met people who are feminist and they're like, will force you like, oh, you don't have to shave, you don't have to do this. It's like, I understand this, but the feminism means I have a choice.
Yeah.
And my choice is, I want to shave this. Or I want to get a laser.
Yeah.
Like, I want to get waxed. Like,
Yeah.
I understand you don't want to do it. That is totally perfectly fine. But if you're going to force me to not do it,
Then you're the same.
you're the same.
Or like try to
You're
change
the same.
my thought on it, or my mentality about it. This is how I feel. Like,
Yeah.
why are you making me feel bad about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, and I think we talked about this in like one of like recent reactions, because I remember having the same conversation. But when I was a teenager, I was a super tomboy, and I think like I didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
But like looking back, I feel like I just saw boys getting so much more freedom and getting so much more like opportunities that I just kind of wanted to be more like them and less like other girls.
Oh, for
And
sure,
I
yeah.
like most of my friends were boys. Even like my best friend who was a girl, she was like as tomboyish as me.
Yeah.
Like we just didn't fuck with like the girls. You know what I mean? And now I'm like very comfortable wearing dresses. I'm very comfortable. Like I will still wear like tomboyish clothes. I have short hair now, whatever.
Your
But
Slavic
like
red suit.
yeah, but I will still wear like very feminine clothes sometimes, and like I feel comfortable in both now. But I remember growing up, it felt to me that like as a boy I can get more doors open to me.
Oh yeah, like when society tells you like be careful what you're wearing. Also, like, why wouldn't I wear baggy clothes? Why
Yeah,
wouldn't I wear
exactly.
something that makes when I'm walking down the street that people are gonna think like, oh, I'm a guy, because like
Yeah.
it just
It's also about safety.
it's also about safety. Exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. Overseas, you'd never wear it.
And
Yeah.
I also didn't want to
even
be
here.
I didn't want to be like oogled at, you know what I mean? Like if I used to go to clubs, like I would never wear like a mini dress or something, because I would just imagine that someone's gonna like try to just pull it up or something, and I'm gonna like end up in jail
At that point,
because I'm gonna kill someone. if
fair
I do
enough. And at that stage, did you know about feminism? Because feminism is not something that I knew about until I came here in college. Actually, is when I was first introduced by this term.
Oh yeah, I grew up to know like a woman's place was like not like grew up like that. Like used to like my aunt, she's like a lawyer. My other aunt like has her own job and everything. Like they still like got to do things, went to college and everything. But the end goal was like you were gonna get married and have a like family, and like your husband was like your dude kind of thing. You're like I don't know, but like yeah.
But did you know about this whole movement, feminism
Oh
movement?
hell no, I didn't
Yeah.
know. In high school in Jordan, this was never no.
Like it's not. So I don't know if like growing up, like if feminism kind of like going back to a question, I don't think that feminism forced me to not be a feminine. I think it was just overall the society where so I think when I was first introduced to term feminism was in college, and I didn't know much about it until like people like I think it was a male professor who was teaching it, and he essentially he was like, I'm a feminist, and it's just because like the feminism is for everybody and it gives you a choice to do it, and that kind of stuck with me. That like it's not for just for females, it's for male and female. It's just the idea of you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's your choice, and I think we always lose that. That's just it's very simple to a core, and people forget it. People lose it. It's like feminism all about females. Like no, it's all about everybody.
Yeah.
Like everyone. Like it just let's be equal. And there are some times here where I think we've been better at if we say something and it doesn't like other person doesn't listen to it, we kind of point it out. It's like no, that person's said. And I think we do it the opposite way as well. I try to, and because there are sometimes you see when the guys are not getting the same attention and respect or whatever. Like you go to like if I go to a bar with a guy, he's not gonna get drink as fast
as you.
as me.
Yeah,
And I was like, and then sometimes like, dude, come on, man, like listen to them as saying.
But if you go to like a dealership, they'll go up to the dude first and be like, "What are you looking for?" And
Yeah.
actually, a car for her.
Oh
It's
yeah.
her. She wants a
And I
car.
hate when I go to a restaurant and I'm like with a guy and like they will put it in front of them and I'm like, no,
that happens
I'm
a
taking the
lot.
check. Like, are you kidding me? Like, why you assume that he's picking it up?
At this, sorry. I just think at the same time, there's like more attention to like women's rights over like everyone's rights, because women have like the pay gap continues to be a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have inequalities that need to be addressed in workplace, in households, in like everything.
Society
you know what I mean?
as a whole.
Yeah. So there is an emphasis on that because it's still unequal.
Yeah.
It's still a problem. And also, I mean, there are like this inequality also closes a lot of doors for men, like especially in family life, because like in a lot of European countries now you can have paternity. I mean, America doesn't even have maternity leave, so I don't even know I'm bringing this up. But in countries where maternity leave is a thing, slowly those countries are also introducing paternity leave and allowing family as a family unit, men, women, or other mixed families can make the choice as to who is staying home with the child. And I mean, at this point, we've made so much progress that sometimes women in a household make more money than men, and so like maybe economically it makes sense for the men to stay at home with the child. Yeah. Maybe the man wants to stay at home and wants to be the person to take. Like there are
stay-at-home dads.
And like,
but society,
and it's just shamed, and that's why I think. Like, while I agree with everything you guys said, like, I still believe that, like, there's a place for women to be, like,
there's still a lot
standing up for themselves rather than for, like, end quote, everyone. Because inherently, it is for everyone. But you just need to it's kind of like the same thing, like, Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter.
I mean, it's like, you have to take, like, right, you have to take topics, and each topic, females are behind, and there's some topics that males are behind. It's just happen to be way more topics where females are behind. And I think, and sorry, just to go back on it, it's like, the only thing about feminism movement that I want people to understand is like, when we say female inequality and we want females to have a pay gap, we're not saying take that money away from the males.
Take it.
We're just saying make it equal, right? Like anytime it was like, oh, females can't do this, doesn't mean that you take the other people down.
Yes.
Make it equal. Playing field, so that everybody can stand on the same playing field. Like if females are standing, like if I'm starting from the floor and somebody's starting from the desk to jump, guess who's gonna win? Somebody who's standing on the desk to jump. Like, why don't we have everybody on desk?
It's not just women. I feel like all colors, all races, everything. Like you're seeing for first time women and other people coming into being first time CEO in this business, first time, in this person in this office as a female. First
That's a big deal.
First time LGBTQ person in office and government. Like all this stuff is happening for the first time now. And honestly, we're making progress, but there's always more progress to be made.
What I find truly insane is that the first Native American person is in charge of like the internal affairs.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, why is this the first time this is happening? Like when I didn't know, when they was like, this is a big deal, I was like, how the fuck has not this been the standard
from the beginning? Like somebody
seriously.
already there. I mean, it's, what the funny thing is, I love the idea like, oh, first time this, but it just kind of shows how many first times we have to have in 21st century. It's 2022. First time this, first time this. Like SNL made a whole joke about like, oh, first time like an Asian actor doing this, or first time there was a whole skit they did with the Shang-Chi actor, and it's like it's just funny. It's like just so many first times.
So I also last thing I would like to talk about in like our LGBTQ Pride Month thing. We all know Rebel Wilson, correct?
Yes.
Who?
Rebel Wilson.
Yes.
She was forced to come out because a reporter in Australia was threatening to out her. So she came out. Yes.
Why? What?
Last week, Australian actor Rebel Wilson posted a picture with her female partner, U.S. fashion designer Ramona Arguma, to her 11 million followers on Instagram. Her public coming out was met with a tidal wave of positivity, but Wilson's hand had been forced. She said that, basically journalist Andrew Honry, this dude, said that he had already approached Wilson's representatives and ahead of her posting, requesting commented for a story about her relationship. And basically, this guy just came up to her team, was like, I'm gonna I know that she's gay, or I know she's coming out, and she was forced to come out, basically.
Yeah, that is
messed
fucked up.
That's so messed up.
Yeah, she didn't get to do it on her own terms. She was like, even like famous or not famous, like you shouldn't do this to anybody.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think she was actually in a previous relationship with some, I don't know. The point is, like, no matter what, she shouldn't have done it. But her girlfriend now is wonderful. She's had great support through this traumatic thing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I had no idea.
Yeah,
I had no idea she was gay.
Yeah. Well, I think she just came out because I think she was in a relationship with a male previously. But I think she was married. I can't remember. But yeah, the point is, you shouldn't have been forced to do that. That's really messed up.
Poor Rebel. She's gone
Yeah.
through so much. Like first her weight loss, a whole story being in the public, and now her being forced to come out. It's like, can we leave people alone?
Yeah.
Let them live
Seriously.
however they want to. If they want to be like big or small or tiny, tall, however, it's fine.
Yeah, so she did have a male fiance. Apparently that didn't work out. And that's okay. Like, life goes on, dude. You know, many celebrities been engaged 4 times before they got married kind of thing. But I hope, as Watchdog said, the reporter got fired. And, like, your sexuality is your own business. And if you see somebody else, you know, like, in that position, don't, like, let them come out when they want to come out.
Coming out is like very traumatic. Like it can be literally like life threatening for you to come out in front of even just your family, let alone the whole world. Like, I'm sorry, that's just so
to
wrong.
our 11 million followers on Instagram, not including, like, I don't follow her on Instagram.
I'm like,
You know what I mean?
not only should this person be fired, he should have some legal consequences for this because he's basically threatening her life.
Yeah, blackmailing or whatever
Yeah.
he's doing. Like, it's a big deal. Like, I know she's famous, she has money and stuff, but like for people who may not have that, and you know, the idea of like you come out to your family doesn't support you, and next thing you know, you're on the street. Like, you don't know what they're doing. It's like you may lose your family, and that's a big step.
Yeah.
Like, you may
A lot of
go from
people
one day
have,
to
yeah.
to lose your family, and you may not want to. You may not want to, like, just, you know, that's insane.
We've had a couple comments. I remember, everybody, if you're on our YouTube, come to our Twitch. You can talk to us on Twitch. We have people who, you know, said like, I can't say this name.
Likit Parachuri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a
Likit
cross-dresser from
Parachuri.
India, and he received hate from his relatives, but his parents support him. I think that's awesome.
That's amazing.
Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing to have that kind of support. So I'm really happy for you that you got.
Is cross-dressing same as drag?
Yeah, I think so.
No,
I mean, it's like drag is more glamorous.
cross-dressing.
I don't know what the fuck I'm
Exaggerate.
talking
I
about.
think
But
cross-dressing is when you actually like go out in public dressed as like the opposite.
But that is
like you go
drag
so
as
like
well.
let's say like Pat was a
drag is more like about performance too.
Yeah.
Like it's part of like an.
Let's say Surge was a cross-dresser. He'd come to work wearing a dress right now and heels maybe. But, or like feminine
More like
outfits.
Harry Styles. Harry Styles. is a
I could be
cross-dresser.
wrong.
He's
I
not
just
a
feel
drag.
I feel so
queen.
much.
Gotcha.
I
Okay.
believe that's the correct.
Yeah, please help us.
yeah.
We're here to get educated as much as
Or they just dress a little bit more
possible.
feminine. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a dress, but just like add more femininity to their clothes.
Yeah.
I believe. Oh my god.
I want to bring this. I wanna,
I'm not
like,
trying to like.
No, I want to talk to you. It's like this Scar's nephew. Would you raise your daughter to be cautious of the clothes they wear, or is that leading into a territory of shit shaming or slut shaming? Not slut.
Wow.
You can talk about you can talk to girls or boys about their dress code without sounding like a prude. And I think it's important because if I have a child and like she sees, for example, Billie Eilish, like first she's just like on all these baggy clothes and people are trying so hard to take a picture of her naked because nobody knows what she looks like. Why the fuck do you care? She's like barely 18.
Yeah.
And then
That was weird.
And
That's a
then
whole thing.
suddenly she comes out with like her new album and she's in lingerie and everybody's losing their shit.
I love it.
Like I think as like if you're a 15, 16-year-old girl and you're like Billie Eilish is your icon, you love her, and then you see this, you're probably confused like so what is the right thing to do in a way? And like it's very important I think for teenagers, like their looks are really important to them and how they present themselves. So I think like adults should be able to have these conversations without like sound judgmental.
So is a judgment more? Is a discussion more so coming? So like, hey, be careful what you're wearing because there are other creeps out there.
Yes,
Yeah,
like it's not
essentially.
really. Yeah, it's more like safety talk than like
Slut shaming.
you slut.
Yeah, you'd be like, hey, just be careful. There are creeps out there. You kind of have to have that discussion. You just have to. It's the same way, like now you can't really have your kid playing alone outside before you could. Or like, oh yeah, I'm gonna bike down to my friend's house. fuck you gonna do that? Like, no.
I truly believe it's about like just having honest conversations with the kid. If you choose to have kids, just honest conversations. Don't lie to them. Don't try to sugarcoat it. This is what it is, and this is why we're like the thing is, and they'll just be better for it.
Yeah, I mean, I think, unfortunately, if me and Chris have children, we're going to have a lot of hard talks because our child is probably going to be mixed. So we're gonna have to have that talk. And then if it's a boy, we're gonna have to have their own talk about that. If it's a girl, we're gonna have to have a whole set of talks about
different kind of talks.
There's like
all the things,
cards to pull up. Like, all right, we're gonna use this card now.
Like, I think we should just have a bowl and just like pick one. Yeah. This is happening today.
Friday night. This is discussion time.
Yeah,
we react to so much stuff, but in every reaction shows that when it deals with this stuff, you see how children of color, mixed children get different conversations than children who aren't, and the way they grow up and the things they look out for, or if you get pulled over, your hands have to be up here, and it's just a whole thing. It's crazy, but it's just the world we live in. And
I love Russell Peter, right? Indian comedian Russell Peter. He has this thing long time ago. He said that eventually everybody is gonna turn to beige. We're all gonna mix into, and we're gonna turn into beige. I was like, yes, I cannot wait for that to happen. It's like we just all need to be beige.
I have to comment on Alex Wolf. He's like, she said probably mixed, and everybody's like, LOL, LOL, right?
Hey, maybe one of them was strong.
You never know, like, whose like gene pool is stronger. Maybe this child's gonna end up being fully black or fully white.
They're so mixed.
It's happened before, okay?
That's true. But
oh my god,
probably.
I think I've seen families of like color or mixed families end up having like a complete like white kid or redhead kid, and they're like, where'd this kid come from? That's not mine. But it ends up being like 5 grandmas down or something.
There was a story I was reading where this single mom, black mom, she had a kid who looked white, and people thought that she stole that kid.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, and she was like, no, it's my kid.
Yeah.
And it's a whole that's a whole different conversation, right? It's like, you have to understand, like, even if that's biological or like it could be adopted, and I don't think that conversation will happen if the mom was white and she had an adopted black kid. Like, you stealing somebody's kid. Why is the other way around?
You know the answer.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna say it out loud, but
really asking.
And just real quick, Likit Paratri. I'm so sorry, I'm saying your name wrong.
Yeah, Likit Paratri.
I just wanted to clarify real quick what we were talking about. Drag is more glamorous. Of cross-dressing, I wear dresses in my normal life.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Man, that's we went through just like a whole thing on like life, guys. I feel like we learned a lot of lessons together.
Also, I'm not sure if you guys remember our assistant Gabby. She doesn't work with us anymore, unfortunately.
So sad.
But
are you about to tell them?
She talked about this on on our podcast. She was here talking about her like Asian heritage.
Yeah.
But she's like, she looks extremely white. Like, I had no idea. She showed me a picture of her mom, who's just like fully Asian. I'm like, how did this happen?
That's so funny. Yeah,
I think blonde, curly hair.
I remember you bringing up somebody, and I was so shocked. I was like, wait, what? I would have never guessed. Yeah, she's like, she looks like a white person, like completely. That is hilarious. That is true. I mean, yeah. That I didn't even think about it, like a whole different sets of conversation you'll have to have depending on who's and what. Yeah.
Like, it's just, there's gonna be conversations no matter what. So.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna try to do an ancestry test here at the Normies, like with all of us, because I kind of want to know what my ethnicity. I mean, I know I say I'm Jordanian and I'm Arab, but like the country is fairly new still in a way.
I'm excited to share mine whenever that time comes.
And then you did yours, right?
I did. I mean, I didn't do mine. There was like Nevada was having just a overall high level DNA test because they wanted to know what kind of diseases are in that state to how to distribute the funding.
No.
So each state kind of does that, right? Like when the time comes when they have a funding to how to allocate that funding, they kind of need to know what is. That's why federal government don't do it. There was like each state has their own people. You figure it out. And they kind of did it and just essentially told me on high level. I think it would be different if I do Ancestry.com on my own, but they literally said I was 95% Punjabi. I was like, all right, I have no doubts here.
I want to see how young my country is when you talk about yours.
So I just pulled mine up. It's funny because only 37% of my DNA is from East Europe.
Oh.
20% is Scandinavian. And then the other 40% is other ethnicities that I'm trying to find now.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So I have North and West European, English, and Native American.
Somehow.
So
what kind of test did you do? Ancestry.com?
I got My Heritage.
My heritage.
MyHeritage.
People are saying don't do one of them because it's something about the government getting your information. I'm like,
It's
oh
all
my
of
god,
them.
you guys
They
are
already
so,
have all of
you
my
guys are
information.
and I'm really wrong actually. My country is 7,500 years old. Oh
Yeah.
my god. I think our Independence Day thing just started recently. It's like 100 or 70, 80 years. That's where I was wrong. But I still don't believe I'm fully Jordanian. I'm sorry. They found a freaking desert and built a kingdom. I'm like, you're king?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Technically everybody came from Sahara, right? Like Africa is where everybody came. Like I know mine says like I'm 95% Punjabi, but people like Punjab itself, like people came all over. Like so many people came through India. So what is Punjab? Like that means nothing. So that's why I'm like I want to do more in detail.
Oh, you? Because like you said, we were watching Miss Marvel.
Maybe.
Yes.
Marvel.
Yeah, Miss Marvel. We watch so much TV, guys. Where we learn like about the partition and people being separated and all that stuff. So it'd be interesting to do like another one.
Oh yeah, I'm curious. But either way, I mean that would be before partition. But yeah.
And I just want to point out what good boy Kato said. Everybody came from Genghis Khan. Most likely.
We all came from Genghis Khan.
The chances are.
The chances are very high.
I'm curious. That would be exciting to do for sure.
We're in the last 15 minutes of our podcast, everybody. So feel free to drop some questions about some random things. We'll go back on them and possibly answer some of them. But do you guys want to talk about, upcoming plans, your recent obsessions, anything like that?
If I may,
Please do.
I would like to just talk a little bit more about Pride.
Oh, please, yes.
I think there's one thing we didn't touch on, and it's really important to talk about. It's also related to the recent insane amount of mass shootings.
Oh yeah,
in this country.
Too much.
So I don't know if you guys heard, but in Idaho, there was a group of some proud fuckboys.
Militant
I forgot their name. It doesn't matter. They're fuckboys. But they had a U-Haul full of weapons. And there was they were 30 deep, I think. All covered faces, white masks, very on the nose. But literally straight up Ku Klux Klan. But I digress. They had loaded a U-Haul full of weapons, and they were less than a mile away from where the Pride Parade was happening.
No.
And they were ready to commit. They said riot, but I don't really think that's what they were going for. I'm pretty sure they were going for an absolute slaughter.
Massacre, yeah.
because they had guns and stuff.
Have you guys, when you were at the Pride Parade, and also, I don't know, Navi went to the festival with me. I don't know if you went to the festival. But have you considered the idea that maybe something might happen?
I did. I've always thought about that.
Personally, it never left my mind.
Really?
And I hate it. I hate feeling this way. And especially when you're trying to come out in support of your friends and trying to make them feel safe. You want to show up. You know what I mean? You don't want to stay at home because you're scared. Yeah. So you want to show up, but I was fucking scared. And I hate that I feel this way in this country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude.
I feel even if there's a guy I'm having a fucking road rage and I just want to flip someone off, I can't.
Yeah.
Because they can shoot me in the head.
That's true. That's funny. It wasn't in my head. And I think that story came out the next day. And when I was listening to it in the morning, and it's shit, that could have happened here. Mm-hmm. And thankfully that didn't come to fruition, because somebody reported them.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so it didn't happen. They got
It didn't
caught?
happen. Yeah, they were getting into a truck and somebody saw as suspicious and reported. And actually, police officer, law enforcement did take action and they stopped them and captured them. So it didn't end up going through, but it could have been really bad. And I mean, thank you for law enforcement to actually taking that warning seriously and actually doing something about it. But
oh my God,
I didn't, and something like that to happen is very easy because there are no security, and like there's just no way you can't have a security unless you're putting fences everywhere and checking who's coming in, and there's just hard way to do it.
And it's also invasive. Like you have to find a balance between like safety and like, you know, just going through people's shit. But it's I
really
like literally we were at the festival and like there's loud music, right? There's like people everywhere. Sometimes people are yelling, but they're yelling in excitement.
Your husband
and for me,
Chris
like,
with his loud ass speakers.
Yeah, and I'm just like every time I hear like a yell, I have to like look like was it actually happening? Like what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody's having fun. Okay, good. Like and there was like
100%
every other minute. So as much as I tried to have fun, that was ruining it for me.
I 100% relate. Like, honestly, I do. Every time I go to a festival, especially when I'm alone, a festival or like Pride, I thought about that immediately during Pride. Because even somebody mentioned to me, like, oh, you're going to Pride, aren't you worried? I'm like, no. You know, like, no. But it is something I thought. The one place I actually didn't think about this was when I was at the Indy 500, which is very, I just realized that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it once there.
Yeah, because...
I just realized that. I was like, oh, and he drunk. No shit to my, like, no, like, I didn't care. I was like...
That's not where the domestic terrorists would go.
I just realized that. That's so funny.
That's very true. That's interesting because I remember thinking about that the next day and thinking where we were standing, like in case something happened, how we would have escaped.
Yeah.
And I remember where we were standing, like it's like Goodfellas, like there was a pathway in the back. It was like, okay, that was where we would have escaped. And I wonder if that was picked by Chris on a purpose because he usually is always...
He has anxiety.
He has anxiety and he wants to have...
I do too.
Yeah.
But
like,
that's good to... Yeah. That's good sometimes. Like just to
It's
know.
good to be aware, but like I do want to say like you should definitely watch your back. You should be aware of these things. You should like, you know about what's happening in our world and everything. It shouldn't also overtake you to the point where like you're suffering at an event or not having fully fun. Like there has to be
balance,
some kind of balance where you know you're doing the best you can and everything, but like, you have to kind of enjoy it too. It's just like Stranger Things.
Keep talking.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I do want to read this one comment from the Big Appa. Today, I really appreciate this from you, the Big Appa. I think this is really awesome. Today, later, I am helping my boy with his high school project on report on LGBTQ, which I'm excited to help. My ex did not want to help him with it.
Oh.
Thank you for being, a positive like influence on like even if it's not, where you're from or who you are, but you're still like advocating for it and supporting it. That's really awesome. I think that's really awesome that you're teaching your kid that.
Yes,
so thank you for that.
For sure.
The Big Appa. We love Appas.
Can I also say that like I absolutely hate the excuse for being hateful or controlling of what other people do by saying it's for the kids. Fuck off. It's not for the kids. You're being uncomfortable and you need to get over yourself. The kids can handle anything you present to them.
I don't even
They're
we're in our last few minutes. I don't want to even touch on.
I can't believe the bullet I dodged when I decided not to pursue teaching career here because I have a master's degree in education. I could teach here, but all I needed was this like local certificate, and it was too much money for me at the time, so I decided that I just didn't want to do it. Now, like with the CRT bullshit, with like don't say gay laws in certain states.
That's what I was about to say. That's what's really bothering me.
Yeah. And then on top of that, like you can tell kids that mommy can be a thing, but you can have a fucking gun on your lap in case a mass shooter. It's your responsibility. No.
You know what's also most irking?
No.
Is I think, I could be wrong, but I think in certain schools, I don't know what state this is and whatever, but if the teacher finds out that you are LGBTQ plus or something like that, they have the right to tell the principal and your parents immediately, rat you out. Like,
Oh.
Yeah, that's their obligation to like rat you out immediately.
Is it Florida? Don't tell me it's
I
Florida.
think it's Florida.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this snitching.
Florida.
The snitching laws
It's the
have been
worst.
prevailing in states that especially say how they are like small government freedoms, blah blah blah. But no, snitch on your citizens. That's great. Love it.
I do think it's sorry. We are reaching towards the end of our stream. Before we give this really cool plug and everything that we want to tell you guys, I just want to make sure I read something.
That's hilarious.
Do Truth Florida be like, barbers are grooming our kids? Time to make it illegal. I'm sorry, I read it like that. And then world's... I'm so sorry. The boys are rubbing off on me really bad.
We're fine.
World's famous Ketty. In the past, you've expressed the fears that your parents have about certain groups, Muslims. What can their fears teach us or shed the light about the fear-based acts that happen here? I'm Muslim, by the way, as well. He's saying, well, me.
Yeah. I think fear is the cheapest way of controlling population. If you are a politician, if you choose the route of fear for your campaign, if your campaign is fear-based of any group, whether that campaign targets you or is you think for you, don't believe it. Like it's just wrong. And like, yes, my parents are susceptible to this. Unfortunately, I've had numerous talks with them about Muslims. I even introduced them to my Muslim friend from Turkey. Like I literally had her fly to my town.
Yeah.
And she was hanging out with my parents, and I was like, hey, look at this normal person.
How did your parents do?
I mean, they love her.
Yeah.
But like, and then I tried to have her have conversation with my parents about her sister who wears a headscarf. Like my parents were just like, okay, that's cool. But like then when she left, they were like, oh, fuck that. I was like, come on, guys, come on. Like I tried, but I guess everybody has their own.
Like my parents.
Parents are... I don't even want to give out like, older generation and stuff. And
Yeah.
who knows where we're going to be one day.
But I think that just, again, that goes back to, right? Like if you don't know someone, you are fear of it because you don't know their culture,
Yeah.
you don't know who they are. And
Also,
society doesn't help.
Every
either.
time someone tries to tell you that you should be afraid of someone, look at their track record because they are probably trying to cover something up.
Yeah.
Like if somebody is like illegal fucking immigrants are stealing my job, it's not because of them. They didn't make that choice. They're looking for a job and people are hiring them. The people
And
that
they
you
will work for
consider to be
anything.
your allies are hiring them instead of you.
Yeah.
That is who you should be mad at.
Yeah. And they and they will like because they want to work and they want to be able to do it, they will get they will take any money. And some people like as an immigrant, like my dad, when he came here, he worked for like as minimum low payment possible because he will do anything. And I think shouldn't be like, oh, somebody's taking their job. Nobody else wants to do that job.
Yeah.
So you might as well, like, if somebody else is doing that, let them be, because this is why your food is so cheap.
Yeah.
Like
Dude.
somebody's doing that job for very cheap, and that is immigrant person.
Yes.
And
Every time there is like a natural disaster of
Yeah.
some sort that demolishes houses, immigrant workers are hired by almost every single household to fix their house.
Yeah.
Because it's cheaper. Because people don't get incentives from the government to they don't get subsidies to be able to fix their house, and so they have to cut corners, and this is how they cut corners. And then at the same time they will vote against immigrant rights. They will make it as difficult as possible for immigrants that are already here to become legal, not illegal.
Yeah, you might as well take you might as well have them pay taxes. Like make them legal and have taxes from them, because it will help you either.
What
help
about the
you
wall?
too. It's just it makes no sense. It's like every time when somebody is like, we shouldn't hire immigrants, your juice, that orange juice that we get for $2,
Your avocado,
will be
man.
$10
Oh, my
if you have to pay somebody a minimum wage to pick it.
And
You should.
that's
You
yes,
should.
yes,
But
thank you.
here's the thing. They don't, which is why you getting food so cheaper, and it's because they're able to find cheaper labor.
Avocados.
If you it's just it's sad truth, and that's it's a sad truth, and they won't pay that
I mean, prices, I mean, everybody is upset right now, including myself, about inflation and
God.
how
that's a
expensive
whole
everything's
thing.
getting. But there's a whole sub conversation we need to be having about the only reason things used to be cheap is because people weren't getting paid for their work. And also, they're still not getting paid for their work. This whole inflation is just
I don't want to talk about inflation. It's so annoying.
absolute bullshit.
I put
Money's
$70.
fake.
I put $70 to fill up my tank yesterday at Costco, but I don't talk inflation right now. It's and apparently they're gonna take money away from gas and put it in make inflation higher. Others, I don't want to talk about it. I'm so upset. I need money. I need money. But we are wrapping this up, guys. We are nearing our stream. We got a couple questions like asking what is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Baby, don't hurt me. No more. But yeah, thank you guys for joining. Any last words, Marketa and Navi, before we head on here? And guys, keep in mind, we will be rating somebody right after this. So make sure to tell them the normies send their regards.
Stick around.
Yeah.
The only thing we will say that there is skit coming that you guys should be watching, having your eye out for our channel. Do you want to say what kind of skit it is?
I believe it's going to come along an extra episode of a certain show as well. So there's that too.
Something's brewing.
Just subscribe. You will get that bell. You will get that bell rung when it comes.
Is it the thing attached to the reaction?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Ooh, yes.
Oh no. If you guys want to see, it's attached to the reaction.
Also, don't forget to watch my video essay when it comes out. Thank you.
Yes.
Support our woman.
If that doesn't tell you what kind of skit it is and nothing else. No, I have nothing else to say. I know we have talking about it, like changing the format of this podcast.
Yes.
We'll have our own room, so there's improvements coming. Hopefully, we will be the solid cast that's going forward with the guests. We have things to discuss.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there are specific topics that you would like us to discuss, like today was really cool. I loved taking the questions and answering some questions and then answering from something of personal life.
I learned a lot of new things personally today.
Yeah. So we'd love to know if we want to keep that as a format where you guys send us questions and we essentially a comment section.
Yeah.
What is a comment section? Yeah.
We'll put it somewhere where you can ask the girls section somewhere. Maybe on our Instagram highlights or something. Keep an eye out.
Oh, Discord or whatever. We'll have to have further discussions. But things are changing. Things are happening. I'm so excited.
Hopefully, by the next podcast, Super Secret Girls Club, we will be in a new space.
Yes. Beautiful stuff behind us.
Yes.
All right, everybody. We hope you have a great weekend. Don't forget we're rating, so send your regards. Bye.
Send your regards.
Get ready, cause it's about time for you to speak your mind. Super Secret Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club. Super Secret Girls Club.